Okay. I need to mute.
Okay, I wait 1 second, then
Okay.
I'm bringing you up.
I need to mute.
Okay, I wait 1 second, then
Okay.
I'm bringing you up.
Okay, I need to mute from the Instagram.
Mute. Okay, I wait 1 second,
Hello
then
everyone.
okay, I'm bringing you up.
Okay, I need to mute from the Instagram.
Mute. Okay, I wait 1 second, then
Everyone.
okay, I'm bringing you up.
Okay, I need to mute from the Instagram.
Mute. Okay, I wait 1 second, then
Everyone.
okay, I'm bringing you up.
Okay, I need to mute from the Instagram.
Mute. Okay, I wait 1 second, then
Everyone.
okay, I'm bringing you up.
Okay, I need to mute from the Instagram.
Mute. Okay, I wait 1 second, then
Everyone.
okay, I'm bringing you up.
Hello everyone. Can you hello. Can anyone suggest if the hello everyone? Can you hello? Can anyone suggest if the hello everyone? Can you something is not right. Can you check that? Fine, perfect. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the live notes. Today we are having our episode 1 with two amazing perfumers, two exceptional perfume house. As you guys already know, we have already announced it. We'll have Matthew from Lost Tribe and Arthur from Jinx. Welcome to the live note. And this is Abidin from Olfactive Club. I'll be your host today. Can someone inform me, whether the voice is clear and the video and everything is fine? And also, we will wait a little. Okay, thank you, Arthur. And we will wait a little, maybe like 1 minute, to bring both the magicians into the live, to just let people, too few people join to the live. Okay. Regarding Matthew and Arthur, both they are collectors. Now they are perfumers for a couple of years, and we love their creations. And I'm really happy today just to get this chance to get this both of these two amazing guys. They're all the creations. Actually, people are talking about it. All the big collectors, all the big guys, they're loving this, uh, their creations. So I'm really fortunate to have both of them today, and I'll bring both of them into the screen so we can talk further. Hello. Uh, you are muted, Arthur, Matthew. Both of you are muted.
How's that?
Yeah, now it's fine.
There we are. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much for joining us. I'm really glad you guys agreed to join, and having both of you in the same screen, it's also, I'm pretty sure this whole live will be pretty interesting and amazing. And I hope people will came to learn about both of your brand a little more, your stories. This is what people need to hear, because when I first got your perfume, Arthur, like Hainan Fuji, everyone loved, and they had no idea about Lost Tribe, Jinx smell, and even Lost Tribe too.
Yeah.
From the Lost Tribe, I love Whiteout, but people really love Lost Lotus. So, but still,
Both great.
this was the first time that Lost Tribe and both Jinx smell were in Bangladesh under olfactive club. And as I was communicating with the my with the few group from the outside people, first I came to learn about Jinx smell from Vikram from
Hmm.
UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was referring me, if you really like Shipra a lot, you should get black Shipra. I
Hmm.
said, black Shipra, is it that good? And so I have I have Guerlain Mitsuko, I have Diagli, I have Salome, I have Mai, I have Shipra Palatin. Then so all of a sudden he said you should try the black Shipra as well. Then I said, okay, who is this guy? So this is actually this is how I came to learn about your brand.
That's great.
And
Yeah. Wild to hear my name among that list.
yeah, so that's why after hearing that Shipra thing, that intrigued me a lot. Then I was really hunting the black Shipra a lot. If you remember, I asked
Oh
actually
yeah,
to
yeah.
you two three times, like, do you have the black Shipra?
I,
Do you have the black?
it'll get a V2 at some point in the future, so all isn't lost.
Please do
There's a
it very
couple
soon.
little things I have to get in line to make that work. So yeah.
And also regarding Matthew, actually, first time I heard about you in the Instagram, and I was looking at your that beautiful cap on top of the bottle. It was probably what was your first release,
Hope You Like It was the name of the first one.
and which one was the most popular one? Sorry, I'm little nervous.
Um,
I was little nervous. Now I'm okay.
Most popular, I would say, Past and Present, Whiteout were very popular. But everyone has their own tastes, so everyone's favorites is always different.
So before we go into the more deep, can you guys, both of you guys, explain about your brand a little when you started? Matthew, you can start first.
For sure. For sure. We started last August, so it's been a little over a year and a half now. A little, just about a year and a half almost. And I started with, just some sandalwood blends with musk and slowly veering into, this was before the initial release, slowly veering into throwing florals and mixing florals with the musk and the ambergris and the oud. And then finally Hope You Like It came out and people were enjoying it. And it was a small batch. It was only, I think it was 16 or 18 bottles. So it was super small. I just wanted to, see if my sense and the things that I would like would be liked by other people as well. So it was more of a tester just to get a feel of everyone's perception of my release, and people loved it. So we just kept pushing and pushing since then.
That's great. Arthur, please go on.
Yeah, I think I was trying to think of the exact date, but it's not coming to me. But we're approaching 3 years now. It started in a very small way. We were selling batches of 5 or 10 bottles on Patreon, and back in 2021 or 2022, I started building a following through that service Patreon, and in 2022, I moved to a broader platform of releases. I launched the website. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I had wanted to start forever. Needed a final push to do. Uh, I met my wife, and she's a really brilliant graphic designer, and she was just like, "Let's do it." And so we took the plunge, and it's been close to 3 years now.
Oh, that's cool. So we will be now in our rapid fire round, where both of you guys, will be asked few questions, and you guys have to answer really straight, really straight. Uh, okay, question to both of you. Yes, question to both of you. Both of you guys are big collectors, as I know. What inspired you to become a perfumer, and how did your background influence the creation? Matthew.
I think when I got into artisanal perfumery, I always knew that I would love to be able to produce some of my own, and get people to try it. And it was just a huge passion of mine. And I've done blending before in terms of for electronic cigarettes and stuff like that. I used to have a company 10 years ago that we used to make flavoring for different flavors, and our most famous one was like a jawbreaker flavor. And so I had that experience, and I had that almost knowledge. Of course, it's different. One has to do with tastes, the other has to do with smell, but the blending itself was very similar. Finding notes that go together, play on each other, and blend well, and make people happy. And that's what I wanted to do. I really just wanted to release things that I loved and other people would love. And it's been a huge passion. Like you said, I've been collecting for just about 3 or 4 years now. I have plenty of releases from all the major artisanal brands: Ansar, Arij, Jinko, all of them. And I learned from them all. I got inspiration from them all, and I eventually took the plunge. One day, I was on a flight, and I ordered a bunch of materials, and when I got back home, it was off to the races.
My turn. Sorry.
So now Arthur, please.
Could you repeat the question one more time? That's what I was going to ask. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, like you are a big collector. What inspired you to become a perfumer, and how did your background influence your creation?
Yeah, I mean, it was a serendipitous combination of collecting and also being into chemistry. I'd been brewing beer and making wine, and even doing alcohol distillations, whiskey distillations, and I've always loved chemistry. I had co-owned a vintage clothing store for a while, and my travels on going and picking up vintage clothing, I started finding vintage perfumes. I found a vintage Joan Mitsuku, and that was it. Like I was like, okay, this is something that I've got to try to do. And then, much like Matt said, I also have like a lot of stuff from the newer hyper niche perfume houses. Uh, I started with Arij, got into Ansar and Dessair, and got inspired from some of those releases, and just wanted to put my own spin on it.
So so you're a chemist.
Not technically. I don't have a chemistry degree, but I've got a couple different certifications in the beer and winemaking world. Like I'm a level 3 Cicerone, so I have like a extensive like alcohol making knowledge, and so not I'm not a chemist, but I'm a armchair chemist.
Awesome.
So now the second question. Uh, so do you guys enjoy a certain material creating which is not really rare? And what is the material? Arthur.
Material.
Not really popular material, but you enjoy doing a lot, working with it.
I mean, that's a hard one. I work with like a lot of the same materials that other perfumers do. For me, like as far as material usage goes, I think the thing that's most interesting to me is finding materials that are of higher quality that you can't get from all of like the usual sources. But I guess one thing that's a little unique is I make a ton of my own enfleurages. Like every year, I do lilac enfleurages. Uh, those aren't incredibly potent, but they do add. Like if you were to build a lilac accord, obviously there'd be a lot of ingredients in there. Having an enfleurage at the top of that really creates like a dynamic feel to the note itself.
Awesome.
Matt.
Um, Something that I've loved to work with, but it is difficult to work with, is Masoya bark. It adds a beautiful creaminess and milkiness that none of the other woods really does. I mean, this thing is just straight cream. It's beautiful, gorgeous. It's perfect for gourmand scents or florals. It helps bring that little touch of creaminess, but it is very difficult to blend with. You do need to be careful with how much you're using because it can take over a whole scent. And yeah, I think it's a. I wish a lot more. Hopefully, we get a lot more releases with it from me soon. But it is difficult. Yeah, for sure.
Can I interject here, Matt? That's in your Tropic Delight, right?
Yes.
I love that one. That's so good. Yeah.
Topic.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really is an awesome, just straight cream. Really, really cool material.
Okay. Now the third question. Could you provide some insight into your creative process and how you select the ingredient for your perfumes? Matt.
Let's do it. So I like to decide at first before I even start to blend which notes that I want to be in the forefront of the scent, and those I look at as my main players, you know, and so I use those main notes, and I bring in all the other florals or woods or musks and ouds to really enhance those scents and bring them to life. And yeah, I think sometimes it it plays to my advantage, and I would also love to create, you know, differently. So I'm continuously learning and adding new styles. But yeah, I really love to get one main note, see what hasn't been done with that note before, or you know, something that people could like but haven't tried yet. A blend that, you know, certain materials that people haven't tried yet, and I go from there. And I just keep making small bottles until, you know, it's at a point where I enjoy, and then I make a large batch.
Okay, so what you do, you make a small batch first, then you see how the outcome is, then you go for the large batch.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah. I always start with smaller samples, so that I don't, you know, because obviously all the materials are super expensive, very costly, and I don't want to make something on a whim and it's not liked and it's not a good scent, you know. So I only want to release what I'm happy with, and what I think people would like. So I don't want to tarnish my name with a bad release or just blend something that doesn't make sense and release it. So yeah, it's all those small bottles and going through them for a couple days before I make the next iteration.
Great. Arthur, please.
Yeah, I guess it's like a two-pronged approach. Sometimes it's more conceptual, sometimes it's more pragmatic. I think my best perfumes start from a concept or an idea. I mean, the my favorite thing that I released this year was a very, very small batch. It was called Wing Drying Pose, and the notion for it came to me when I was walking down the city pier here and basically just bird watching. But I had an idea, and it started like taking shape. And then, you know, the second part of it is getting into the lab, getting into the studio, and working, just blending accords. You know, trying to physically create an idea that's in your head.
So, how do you like for a certain concept? Maybe
Love
you want
that.
to create this thing, okay, a certain thing. So, how do you create that concept to a note perfumery stuff, and how do you connect that concept to the perfumes, like with the color tone, with the sharpness? What? How?
Are you asking me?
Yeah,
Oh,
both of you.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to describe. You
It
know, like,
is.
uh, I guess if you have like I have a bunch of memories that I'm deeply connected to that like are more than just like a picture in my head from my childhood. You know, like I have moments in different houses and with different smells, and it's just trying to work from zero to create something that you've remembered once or twice, or that you saw. Trying to assign a smell to an image or a sound, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I don't know if there's a really good way to put it into words, but you just try to do that. And you know, as you like as I grow as a perfumer, as I add materials to the list of things that I've experienced and I've worked with, as my accord library grows of the accords that I build, I start to get a better sense of like uh, what these things, these thoughts, these ideas actually smell like to me, if that makes any sense.
Yes. And Matt, same. Like you
So
have a different way of.
describing a scent has always been super difficult for me. I've been getting, better and better at it as time progresses. I take a lot of experience from just the notes itself, and seeing what they amplify on their own, and I bring it into the whole description, and but the way I structure the top, the heart, and the base always varies. It more depends on what the scent brings along with it, because sometimes a vetiver could be a base note, or sometimes it could be a top note. It really depends how you play with it, how you bring it out. So it all varies scent by scent. There's no material that stays in one lane forever. I'm always trying to push it to the top or bring it back down, or have it hide in the base. So it's very difficult to say there's one way for all of them, but I try my best to relate the scent to everyone in the description, and I pray like it goes over well.
Yeah, perfect. So now the fourth question: uh, what challenges actually you guys are facing in the perfume industry, and how you overcome those? Matt.
I would say my biggest my biggest challenge right now is getting more people to take that plunge to try the brand. It's very difficult, as you know, with in the artisanal world. A lot of people are super loyal with the brands that they've tried and that they love, and I have no issues with that. I love a lot of brands as well, but getting people to take that first plunge, I would say, is the most difficult. But afterwards, they tend to love everything. So after that, it's smooth sailing. So I try to spread my reach as much as possible to help with that. I do a bunch of those giveaways on Instagram. I boost them so they get as much recognition as possible. They reach as many ears and eyes as possible, and I just try to get the word out there. Reviews help a lot from customers, and posting them, and all in the different Facebook groups and on Instagram. That's definitely the biggest help.
Yep. So Arthur, please.
Excuse me. So yeah, I definitely would echo Matt's sentiments there. I'm going to take this in a slightly different direction though here and gripe about the industry in general. The perfume industry as a whole, and especially in the niche and hyper niche scene, it's like has a foundation built on like secrecy, gatekeeping, trade secrets. And because of that, it allows a lot of brands who are like spearheading this scene to be less honest. And as a result, I think that a lot of consumers are being misinformed. A perfect example of this, somebody asks me to make them a musky perfume, I'm going to put a bunch of deer musk in their perfume, and I've had the response and reception with like, wait, this isn't musky. And it's like, well, you've been conditioned to believe that synthetic musk is musk. You've been conditioned to believe that cumin is musk. You've been conditioned to believe that Assamese or Hindi oud is musk. Like nobody has a clear idea of what notes actually smell like, and you can't blame the consumer for this because they're doing their best, they're spending their money, and they're getting this stuff. And I think in this industry, a lot of the other brand owners have a duty to their consumers to be more honest. And it's not just a duty to their consumers, they have a duty to the whole industry at large, because the propagation of misinformation hurts all of us at the end of the day.
True. I mean, good thing is like this mask oud, these things are our stuff. I mean, we started this, and like we means this Asian and Middle Eastern, like this Eastern part. Right. But fr- nowadays I can see like probably last 4 or 5 years, people from the West also, is liking this oud mask and these things. And I think this has a connection with the environment change too,
Sure.
and maybe the that Shipra and Fruger were like has evolved for a few hundred years. Now people need to have a more, even like now this, we Eastern, we love more like Shipra and Fruger stuff. So it's like blending the taste. I think this is somehow, and this is kind of a transition period. Everyone will come to learn about, have the precise knowledge of everything. I think within few years everyone will
Sure.
know, I mean, what mask exactly smells like, was udis, how the natural acts, and what is the difference between a natural and synthetic perfumes, or why a combination of natural and synthetic is the best for a concoction to have a complete perfume. These things will come out, actually the people will learn eventually.
Oh yeah, I understand that the West is in like a in its infancy or in a growing stage, but I mean, you see this stuff in the East as well. I mean, how many black musks, red musks, silver musks have you smelled that don't have a drop of musk in it? And those things are coming pretty much directly out of India all of the time.
For sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
like
Yeah. No.
also the price they like they charge for it, it's not something feasible to give any kind of mask inside.
Yes,
So
that's very
yeah,
true.
That's
yeah,
true.
that's very, yeah,
That's
I know for sure. I know for sure. So now, okay, regarding Matthew's comment regarding the getting popular, I think it takes a little time to to let people learn about a new creation,
course.
a new brand, and eventually, whenever the product starts speaking itself, every brand will go somewhere, because I mean
Oh, of
everyone
course.
is, I mean, most of the people I know, they're conscious, they're crazy perfume lovers, and they actually jump for anything and everything better, good,
Hmm.
and speaks a new thing, and also
Hmm.
has a very good quality. So I think by the time when your product will speak by yourself, and it will have a space in the people's heart, because
For sure.
from the four that I have from you, like as I told you over phone, like that whiteout actually blew my mind with that floral,
Thank you.
initial blast of the florals, that white floral, like that magnolia, that tuberose, that jasmine. It was like, whoa, what is this? Yes, it goes down as the jasmine is more powerful. It goes down. It that blast doesn't last for probably 1 minute. It goes down toward jasmine and the other stuff, more jasmine and tuberose prominent. But yes, that 1 minute is like worth having a few bottle, one bottle, I think.
No, for sure.
So
It's a gardenia amphora, so that's why it does fade a little bit off the open quickly. But yeah, no, I love whiteout as well. It's definitely one of my favorites. You could catch me any day wearing it for sure.
okay, so now the second, the final question from this section. Um, let me select from the questions. Now I'm a bit puzzled.
No worries.
Okay, you guys had a collaboration between like Lost Tribe, Jinx Mail, and with Jonos.
Falklands,
What do you
yeah.
call?
Yeah.
Clock Wings. So, can you share the behind the scenes stories of the collaboration and how enjoyable it was and what difficulties you had faced and were on your expectation? I mean, outcome. How is the outcome as per your expectation?
I think we
So this question
lost
for both of
Clay,
you. Oh,
but I'll start. Um,
yep, yeah,
so we
yeah.
each
Start.
decided that we take on a specific a specific note. I mean, a specific area from the perfume. So mine was the heart with the florals and all that. Arthur was the base, and Clay was and Jono was the top. And uh, we met up a couple times. We tried to get as much work done as possible. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. I think to do a collaboration, you need to have that full trust in whoever you are collaborating with, because there is that risk of it all going bad or it not coming out exactly how you want it. So I think we all had that full trust in each other, me, Jono, and Arthur, and you know, we each picked a specific area. Mine was the heart again, and we would send it back and forth constantly. We would send it back and forth, and until you know what until it was completely finished, and we were happy with it. And yeah, so it was an amazing experience. Amazing perfumers to work with. They're both great guys and very talented, and we all brought it together and hit it out of the park, I think.
Yep. Sorry, Arthur, you went
No, that's okay.
away.
I dropped during I got dropped during the first part of this. So, uh, yeah, I don't want to be redundant here. I caught the tail end of that, and uh, everything that Matt said is entirely true. I don't know. I just felt like the three of us had a synergy. I think it helps that we're all we started our brands like within the same year or so of each other. We all had, even if our styles are different, we had similar aspirations, and we were all New Yorkers, and so there was a flow to it. It just worked. We clicked. There was a synergy pretty right off the bat.
So it was like Blue Dragon.
Blue
Blue
Eyes White
Very
Eyes
good
White
name,
Dragon.
right?
Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
So what was the composition like? Like, I mean, can you just explain a little, like, what was your concept and how you driven the composition towards, in which direction, how?
Do you want to go or you want me to go, Matt?
Go for it. Go for it. I'll go second.
Okay. So there's a million amber perfumes out there, and we had the idea of making what we call the sapphire perfume, which was sort of like a cooler amber base. And I did that. I built the base on that one, and the objective is I wanted something that was similar and like potent and with a great tenacity, like an amber base, but I wanted it to be much cooler, much more incense like. And so then we built on top of that, and it seemed like pretty natural that like all of the florals were going to be like lighter hued florals. Like there's so much orris in it, like iris. Like I would guess that like every single bottle had like 2 grams of orris in it in one format or another. So very
Mhm.
heavy on the orris, very cooling blue amber. A lot of like the sparklier like linalool style like notes up top, like hoe wood. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the with the price. I can see, how many amber and iris and wood were there.
There was a lot.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was definitely a long list of ingredients, and we 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 uh, we went with that blue amber. I was in charge of the floral notes, so I was doing my best to try to about those blue hues and different scents of blue from the florals, with the blue lotus, of course, and a bunch of others to help enhance and um, push it to the forefront. There's actually also a touch of Masoya in there to add a bit of creaminess to the whole amber blend. And yeah, I think we all did a great job at it, at bringing our picture across to the consumer. And I really hope we all head for more. And yeah, I think it was a great experience, and I can't wait to do more with them.
Yeah.
Okay, pardon me. This will be the last question because I missed this question. So this is a very important one to my eyes. How do you see the future of perfumery evolving, and what role do you think that artisanal and independent brand will play in that evolve? Yeah, I mean, in that total evolvement.
I'll
Should I?
take this one first. I definitely think at least in the U.S., we have a long way to go with naturals. I do think it is. I think that most people are heading towards that direction. I believe that ever since COVID, people have been more in tune with smaller, handmade, taking more time to make the creation type things, whether it be perfumery or any other industry. I think people are definitely heading more towards that handmade touch that can't be offered by the bigger brands anymore. And I really I think it's growing. I think it's growing rapidly. We're seeing a lot more people come into the scene all the time, and I love it. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to see it, and I hope the country as a whole just continues to grow in that direction, because it's truly beautiful. I know it's perfumery from hundreds of years ago and ancient styles and techniques, but it really is the best of the best.
Yep, Arthur.
Yeah, I'd echo as far as a like broader whole industry scale goes, I'd echo Matt's sentiments completely. I think within our like hyper niche scene, the real artisan stuff, I think the trend is going to be consumers are going to be more informed. I I think that'll make competition a little bit more stiff and fierce, which I think is great. Keep the current flowing, keep the good ideas coming in.
For sure.
Uh, and I think we'll see probably some giants fall because they're not as in tune with what's going on as some of the younger brands. So yeah.
Yeah, and how do you think that like artisanal houses or also like independent niche indie houses will play a good role here, or play any role here in this involvement?
I mean, the fact of the matter is like us, the indie houses, the hyper niche houses, the small perfumers like us right here. We're doing a lot more than just perfuming. I mean, the kind of engagement that we have with our audience, with the people who spend their money with us, like I mean, we're so hands-on. We talk to everybody, and that we're changing. We are changing, and not to like pat ourselves on the back. I'm not saying this is like we should be proud, but like the fact is, our existence in this sphere is changing and reshaping the perfume landscape in pretty much every way. I mean, uh, like nobody's getting on the phone with Henry Jacques. Nobody's nobody is calling up these big perfumers directly and like, Matt, how many people do you talk to every single day about your brand? It's like
Yeah.
countless. It's like
No, for
countless.
sure.
I mean,
Yep.
and yeah, we're not afraid to get our hands dirty. We're on the ground all the time, even as our audience grows, even as our followings grow. I mean, like that having small perfume houses typically have a higher degree of integrity, especially when it comes to like corresponding with the people that like help support them. So we're shaping it in pretty much every way.
But I think like with the growing crowd, it won't be very feasible for you or anyone to communicate like this type of like daily communication and blah blah. Then
Watch
maybe
us
you have
try.
maybe I mean like 100x, maybe it's not possible for them to communicate with every single like customers all over the world. Like if I can remember, if I can recall, Henrys and few other brand actually started that this like more natural perfumery, right?
Hmm.
uh, and probably
Yeah,
10-15 years ago.
Hmm.
And if I recall correctly, few guys like Ensar, Aris, and Agarora, these three actually started this indie house like flow to this this artisanal stuff actually re-evoked. Initially, Henry I think probably was pretty much too super niche kind of stuff. So, and also very less people used to know, but technology involvement was not there too, so it was not spreaded yet. Like social media was not really like vastly used by everyone. So
true.
this social media evolved, and everything actually helped us to learn more about stuff. Even
Of
very new
course,
perfume we came to learn within 6 months through friends and families or like from the community. Now this community, micro community, is getting more stronger, I think. Like if you see Facebook, Reddit, and other social media platform, everyone has a small community, and people love share their perfume knowledge, their journey, and everything. So I think this this total revelation is there. And that concern one thing to me as well. Like synthetics are not that bad. Like naturals are not, it is superior because it's act of and creation by the creators, so it is more complex. But concocting this precious material to a perfume, it is also a really piece of art that everyone should um, understand. And like buying this expensive stuff from everywhere, it is also very expensive for our bank accounts, right? So that's why that's why
for
I
sure.
think like releasing all the stuff around like 500, 600, um, it's difficult to catch up. But
Of course,
as i say as I say to everyone, it's not necessary to buy everything in front of you. We need to choose. So that's why I think like releasing small like few mls is also good for your audience to try first, to enjoy, I mean, to understand the composition first. The
of
problem
course.
with what I face, the problem with small batch, it's difficult because getting a particular composition here, from USA to other country, and by the time I get the sample, it is sold out already. So you see that dilemma.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, I
it's
agree.
tough.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So
I agree. It's. I try to offer samples of everything, and you know, you're right. Most of the time, before the people who've ordered the samples get it, the batch is gone, or before they have a chance to wear it for a few days and really come around to it. So it is very difficult for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the it stinks, but I mean, in this industry, there's like a real necessity to blind buy in a lot of cases. I mean, I guess thankfully there's a good secondary resale market,
Yes.
uh, but yeah, we try to get samples and stuff out early, but when you're working in batches of 20 to 50 bottles, it's not always feasible.
Yeah, for sure.
yes, that's the problem. That is okay. As both of you guys were like, we are still are collectors, so I'm pretty sure you understand our heartaches, and
Of
also
course.
Oh yeah,
problem due
many
into our
myself.
bank account. Yeah. So I'll take few questions from the audience. First, I'll show into the screen. So Ali Imran Chaudhry Bhai was like, would love to see Black Shipre making a comeback. Heard only great things about it. Arthur, please go on.
Yeah, it will. It's going to be a little ways down the line. It was part of the first collection. The second collection is going to come out later in the spring, and it's not going to be part of that. We wanted to do some different stuff, but probably early next year I'll release a V2 of it. So I mean, 2025.
2025. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to wait a
It, it
lot.
it has a particularly long maceration stage because of a few materials in there. Uh, it has to sit for about 11 months before it's ready to go.
Okay, cool. And then a question from brother Ishaq Asad. What's your take on the increase in restriction and tighter industrial law? How does a niche house deal with it? Big perfume house have huge budget to deal with it, but what about the niche houses? Do you guys follow IFRA or something?
Um, it's difficult to follow every rule they come into play with. They're always changing. The best way I would say that I try to, I mean, well, we all of my, like for example, my oak moss that I use is IFRA compliant and all those things. But just in case customs has an issue, or you know it, the package doesn't reach your hands, we're always happy to take care of it and send out another one or send payment back, as it's my responsibility to get the perfume into your hands, and until it is, then it's all on me.
Um,
Uh,
I
the
think
particular question was like, what's your take on the increasing restriction and tighter industrial law? So,
Mm.
like most of the artisanal house don't follow the IFRA or other,
well,
like in laws, right?
well,
It's not.
firstly, I mean, the U.S. doesn't have the same
Yeah.
compliance laws that EU and the UK and everybody, most of you guys out further east do.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we don't treat that as like a standard guidebook. We do care about safety and best practices.
Of
But
course.
that being said, I mean, I use some non-IFRA compliant materials. I mean, so much oud, so much oak moss, and that's that. If I were based in the EU, it might be a different story. But because of where we're at right now, we don't have those tight restrictions.
Yeah.
Okay, now this question from a very dear brother. Uh, question for both of question for both Arthur and Matthew. Please go on. You can read, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Any deeper dive, I would say it started a year or two before COVID for me, where I really started the deep dive. Of course, like everyone, Creed was one of the first dives, and in terms of the artisanal world, I would say Tiger Lust from Ensar was something that really blew me away. And after that, it was almost like an itch that was scratched for the first time, and I was off to the I was, going in, diving in, learning as much as I could, whether it be from YouTube videos or threads or forums, and you know, just getting every piece of knowledge I could to make the next informed decision of which fragrance I should buy and enjoy, So it was a really deep dive into a rabbit hole for sure.
Yeah, I
So
guess
Arthur,
Yeah, to answer this properly, I got to go way, way back here. So, as a child, I had a grandmother who collected all of those like this won't resonate in the East as well because this is definitely an American company, but there was a cheap perfume company called Avon back in the day. They basically mimicked like all kinds of French houses and just made cheap renditions of French perfumes. And they came in novelty bottles, like shaped like candy canes, motorcycles, handguns, everything. Like they were really goofy, but my grandma collected them a long time ago, and part of my early childhood is surrounding smelling those. And that definitely inspired some of the things that I do. I like to make some kitschier smells like that on occasion. And then after that, I think the first perfume house I found like 12 or 14 years ago that I really liked was an American house, DS and Durga. Uh, Not a huge fan of them anymore these days. I mean, still mad respect, but that kind of nudged me in the direction. And then finding that vintage bottle of Mitsuku, what that was like, then it was like game over. I knew I wanted to do it. And from the niche houses, uh, D. Sayre's Japanese rose perfumes, I was like, oh man, I've got to do something. And then, like Matt said, Ansar, when I smelled Tibetan musk, I mean, that was the final push.
Okay, so yes, but then I unfortunately I haven't sniffed Tiger Lust. Ah, I really haven't sniffed the Tiger Lust, but Tibetan Musk is really good composition. I would say.
Tiger Lust
So
is like wearing an old fur coat. It's just pure itchy, vintage, musky. It's just great scent for sure. Just to give you a little
yeah,
description.
I saw that Answer has released Lion Lust or something. Have you tried it?
No, I have not.
Not
Okay. So one question for Matt. Uh, One of my dear brother, mm, Rabiul Awal, High Lost Tribe should have a better presentation for full presentation of perfumes.
For sure. For sure.
Yes.
We are working on our boxes as we speak. I don't know if you got a chance to see our new bottles yet, but they're a little bit different from the last ones. Uh, the label is not a sticker anymore. There it is. It is it's on top, so it's permanent. It won't come off. Nothing. I think it looks much better as well. Also, much bigger than the other bottles. Like, yeah, as you can see, the deer is much smaller over there. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Might be a little bit better like that. And instead of the floral caps, we started, with the floral bouquets on the side of the bottles, which definitely is not easy to do. It takes a lot of time. And yeah, the boxes are on the way. I'm being very specific with what I want as a box. So it's been very difficult because most of the time they're used as jewelry boxes. So finding the right box is definitely a challenge right now. We have a few contenders. But yeah, just to give an idea, I wanted to copy the high-end watch market in terms of their boxes. Mostly Patek Philippe with their wooden lacquered box. So I am hunting for something that will be the right fit for sure.
Actually, I mean, regarding box, I would say it's not necessary to have a very luxury box for a indie perfume house, because at the end of the day, when I buy your perfume or like Arthur perfume or any other perfume house, I actually look for the juice only. But
I
still,
agree.
Yeah, I
I
think
agree,
that
and that's
even
that's why I haven't started with a box up until now. All my boxes that I buy are straight into the garbage as soon as I open up that perfume. I have
I
but
I live in an apartment in New York City,
I
so I have zero room for any boxes.
I gotta chime in here. I'm on the exact opposite side of this fence. I'm like a packaging maximalist. The more box, the better. The more beautiful the box, the better. I want a whole presentation when I'm getting a perfume. I want ephemera. I want the pull out the piece of paper inside. I want the sheets, the information. I want it all. Like I understand that some people don't like it and throw them away and have the space, but I love the box.
No, no. My point is like,
I get you.
I'm not looking for the box only, but um, one thing is for sure, like after buying a perfume which will cost me 200, 300, 400, $500, excuse me, I'll expect some presentation in it.
For sure.
It may not be like, Rosa, may not be like Rosa, or may not be like some other very expensive, very luxury presentation, but
100%.
I I would have like, a box, and a simple one. It's fine. Like if you see these are their presentation is very simple.
It is
Uh,
streamlined. They have a good one for sure.
Well,
yeah,
their box is actually very expensive. Their
Oh,
box is very
insanely expensive.
yeah. That,
Yeah.
that I tried to look into that. It
hmm
is very expensive to produce.
It,
Very.
it it crazy. Like you can
Yeah.
do wooden boxes for way cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like there is another brand actually which I really like. Recently I came to learn about them probably a year ago, and I bought few of their perfume. It's probably a Malaysian Chinese brand called Ofori. Have you heard the name?
I have.
I'm sorry. What did you say it was called?
Ofori.
I
A
don't know.
U P H O R I E.
Oh,
Ofori.
yes. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, their box is very simple. I don't think it's a very expensive one, but at least they have some, like, smaller box, 15 ml.
For sure.
They actually follow your, and they have the same bottle. I think that the bottle you have in your hand,
Mm. Yes.
similar. I
Yes,
mean,
it's a
this bottle
popular
is
one.
pretty. I think this is also similar with Inserts 50 ml bottle. It's from the same company, I think. Whatever, but I
Yeah.
think for 15 ml, it's you have very less options available,
Room.
right?
Yeah, there's
There.
less room. There's less options for sure. Yeah.
Even
Also,
even with
even
30 ml, there's less options.
even
Everybody
Yeah.
expects you to do a 50 or 100 with all the
Yep.
pre-made packaging suppliers.
Yep.
yes, I agree. Yes, this 30 ml bottle is fine actually because it doesn't feels like 30 ml. That's the good part. It's not really small. The bottle is a little bigger.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen this bottle. This is also hand polished one, right?
Yep. Hand polished.
Hand polish. So yes, but 15 ml gives us age to buy more variant than 30 ml. So I'd love to have 15 ml as well. Also,
This year we'll be doing 15 mLs with the primary collection, so you'll see that from us as well.
yeah.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
But yes, we are really excited to have your full presentation. The new presentation,
I'm
and
working on it diligently. I promise.
yeah, but it felt good to me. I just wanted one box. That's it.
I agree. I came in I guess with a completely different perspective. And as we grow and we learn, things change, and the box is definitely coming.
So after this live, I'll be heading towards. I'll be going somewhere with my family. So my like combo spray will be these two. Hainan
Sorry, what
with
was that?
as Hainan Fuja with Lost Lotus.
Oh,
I
that's
can.
a hell of a combination.
I think that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, although Whiteout is my favorite one from his four, but I think with Hainan Fuja and Lost Lotus will go and hand to hand.
For sure. No,
Definitely.
Hanen for Jer is stunning. I'm sure I've nagged in Arthur's ear many times, but I'm so sore that I missed that one. It's an incredible fragrance, Hanen Fujer.
So now this question is for Arthur.
Yeah.
Little jealous of Arthur's super sign here.
I woke up like this. I put my suit jacket on and I rolled out here. It was very early this morning. I think we got on this chat at 6:30 or 7 a.m. my time. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for it's the pillow in the bed.
I'm really glad that like I'm really sorry as well. Wake you up at 6:30 for this live but surely people is loving our life. And also this thing, I'm pretty sure Arthur will love to see this one, and I agree.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of really expensive materials in there, but I don't like pricing things arbitrary. I don't like inflating prices. And I know it might come as a surprise because some of my stuff is expensive, but I want the prices to reflect the materials that are in there. Nothing more, nothing less.
Cool. So thank you. This ends our this round. So now I really wanted to go one interesting round. Never will I ever. And we will try to finish it short because I promised you guys to finish this thing within an hour, and we are already an hour. So I will try to finish the live within the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Awesome.
So for both of you, never will I ever create a perfume that follow mainstream trend just to maximize the sales. So I can make this a two question. One, never will I ever create a mainstream perfume. One, never will I
I
ever create a perfume just to maximize the sales. So two questions.
I mean, I'll happily make mainstream perfumes if it's what I'm interested in. I'll never do it just to make sales.
Um, I agree. I think it's also difficult with naturals to make something that's completely mainstream. But I would love that. I think it would be an amazing bridge to gap the two industries. And yeah, ditto. I'd never make something just to increase sales as well. If I'm not happy with it, right?
Okay, never will I ever compromise on the uniqueness and individuality of my perfume creation for mass appeal.
Couldn't if I wanted to. No.
No, never. Definitely not.
Never will I ever create a fragrance that is intentionally polarizing and meant to provoke strong reaction.
That sounds like something I might actually do, so I'm going to say I would do that.
Polarizing sounds good, depending on the
Gets people
sense.
talking.
Right. Right. Yeah, there's always that scent that's a love or hate. I think it's hard to avoid. And I think every perfumer will go through it where there's one scent, people will love it or completely hate it. Yeah.
Okay, this is a very important never will I ever from my side, I think. Uh, Never will I ever compromise on the ethical sourcing of ingredient, even if it is meant limiting the availability of certain raw materials.
I agree completely. Would never do that. And that's already something that we're contending with right now. Yeah.
So, how do you see the Musk like sourcing in terms of sourcing from Russia, like ethically sourcing stuff?
Yeah, I mean that I'm pretty much all of the ethical source stuff from Russia is I mean that's everybody's primary supplier, and if that well runs dry, perfumers are really in trouble. Perfumers who use natural musk, and I think that's why whenever we have any cash flow freed up, we're buying it now just to make sure that we'll have some around for a while.
Mhm.
Really agree. Yeah. Definitely want to stay on the ethical route. And yeah, all these ingredients are rare and hard to keep consistently. So it's just a matter of time, right? Until that well
Yes.
dries up.
Okay. Never will I ever create a perfume with a conventional pyramid structure,
Conventional
challenging
what?
Pyramid structure.
conventional pyramid structure, challenging the traditional fragrance composition.
I think there's a place for that. I think there's a place for both. I mean,
Yeah.
conventional and non-conventional scent structures. I mean, there's no reason to rule something out entirely because it's mainstream or commonplace. I mean, some of the greatest perfumes have traditional scent structures. They're just done with a little unique flair, maybe just a little something that someone thought of.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think even, most of the time, even when me and Arthur do create something, it is not conventional, but we have to fit it in the pyramids and all that just to relay the message over to people, or else it would just be that much harder for them to really really understand what they're purchasing before they even try it,
Yeah.
So we
The
try to provide.
categorization's important.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to allow people to be as informed as possible.
Yeah, understand. So the last one from Never Will I Ever. Never will I ever collaborate with a celebrity or influencer to create a perfume solely for commercial purposes.
I mean, I think that's okay.
I
I'm
will.
looking to
I
do that
will.
now to
If
try
I'm a
to get.
perfume, I will.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now, as we speak, just to try to get the name out there. Grow the industry, get more people to buy naturals. There's no other way besides word of mouth, and they unfortunately have all the ears listening to them. So you get the right person, and the whole industry could change.
I think, yeah, I think if it was somebody I aligned myself with, somebody I liked, and wasn't just a quick cash grab, like
Oh yeah, for
there,
sure.
as long as it's somebody that I have respect for, I wouldn't have a problem with doing it.
For sure, for sure. No, I didn't mention that, but yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree.
So I hope in our next episode I'll make this Never Will I Ever more challenging.
Okay.
I love it.
I
It's
try to
good.
keep it more lenient because as you guys don't run away for the next episode.
Yeah, no, hit
No,
us with the hard ones. I'm good with it. Yeah.
no, it's great. Yeah, I love it.
So both of you, as you guys are collected too, nowadays I face a little dilemma, right? It's not like I don't like synthetics. It's not like I don't like commercial niche beautiful compositions. It's not like all of the perfume out there is bad, like with the niche and the commercial designers. But somehow, after get into this artisanal, more like natural compositions, like Ansar, Sultan Pasha, even like Antonio Gardone's Vogue, Aris Ledore. Like I found out, getting into those backing. I'm going back to those niche perfumes. I'm not trying to mentioning any name. It's like it irritates me. Even I figured like I have few backups, and I said, yeah, I bought this one. Okay, I don't like it anymore. But I figured that I really like the good composition. I still like the good compositions one. Like if I may mention, I really like Mitsuko. I do like Diaghilev too, but it's also like from the copy from the vintage, but it has a good quality too. um, I really like Chypre Palatin, which has the more powdery nuance, but I really like this one. But how do you adjust this? Natural synthetics compositions. Like as a user, I find it's a little difficult because I had to sell a lot. I mean, at least 100 perfumes because my hand doesn't go onto them for many years, like probably over 2 years. So I had to sell out and get some extra fund to buy more artisanal perfumes. So how do you overcome this thing?
I definitely love all, and I think there's times for both. I do tend to gravitate, of course, more towards the naturals and what I'm picking up to wear that day, or but I try my best to revolve around my whole collection as much as I can. I think it's important to get inspiration from all over. I mean, Tropic Delight definitely got a lot of inspiration from Nishan's Fan Your Flames. Very, very like, obviously they don't smell the same, but the vibe is almost similar. And so you could get inspiration from all over. And I think it's important for me, at least, to just continuously smell, whether it's artisanal or designer, just to see what's out there.
Yeah, I again echo your sentiments. I've sold stuff back and forth in the past, but now at this point, I pretty much don't sell anything, even the heavily synthetic stuff, because I like using it to go back to as a reference point. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes if you're feeling stuck on an idea, if you're working on a composition, or the well of inspiration dries up in other places, you can go sniffing those compositions and you can be like, how can I make what would a more natural version of this smell like? What would, what if this big synthetic amber note were completely missing from this mainstream scent? Like, what would that look like? And I keep them on hand, even though I wear them much less, for inspiration.
And it is a difficult one to choose. What is your top five for life?
Top
Both of you.
five perfumes for life.
It can change many times. But
I can
right
probably
now,
do it. Dessert Kiara, Dessert Hana no Odo, uh, Arige Ladore Kirdi Rasi, Ansar Tibetan Musk, Ansar Iris Gallia.
okay, Matt.
Um, I would have to say I love Tibetan musk as well. I love Jinko Store's Iris release. I love Sunset and Ceylon from Jinko Store. Um, from Arige, I really like their original sandalwood one. I'm blanking out on their name.
Sandal Galore.
Santal Galore.
Santal Galore,
Santal.
right? That's an incredible scent. And last one, I would have to say Hainin Fougere. Incredible scent.
No
really,
way.
really incredible scent. I love
I'm
it.
flattered.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
flattered.
I really, really love it. It's I went through that little sample you sent me in that same day. Like, it was just gone.
Well,
All over.
true story. I was playing with my collection the other day, and I think maybe your releases have overtaken my Ansar collection now. I think I have more of yours than anybody at this point. I think every single one of your releases except for two or three. So yeah,
Happy to
I
hear.
find myself
And
I find myself wearing sultry sambach, ash, and we were just talking about it, Tropic Delight, a lot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I'll
Same here.
I'll-
Same here. My Jinx collection is continuously growing all the time. Sorry about that.
Yeah, good to see like you guys are sharing your stuff. I hope I'll visit New York really soon, maybe in
God
2025,
willing.
and visit both of you guys and have tons of gifts just to visit it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
For sure. For sure.
And I actually really loved Hainan Fuja too. After sniffing Hainan Fuja, actually my crave for your Rosa Rue and Black Chypre is even more now.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
and
there's a lot of cool new stuff coming too, even at the end of this month. Just wait, I'll send
A
you
lot.
info. You'll
He's
get
got
the
a
info
lot of
before
cool
anybody
new
else
stuff
does.
coming. Keep an eye out. He's got a lot of new stuff coming. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. I was lucky enough to get a little sneak peek. Incredible.
Thank you.
that's really cool. So for now, something for audience, something for my uh, beloved viewers. Now we will have our final segment, fragrance trivia challenge. Okay, I haven't figured out what will I give as a giveaway yet, but we will announce and figure it out during our next episode.
Awesome.
If people thinks that we need to have our next episode.
Yeah.
So there will be four questions for the for fragrance trivia, and all of them are really easy questions, and we want people actually to learn more about in perfumes. So the first question is, What is another name for a fragrance? Really easy. What? It's not for you. It's for the audience. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll
I
write in
understand what you're saying. Sorry. Yep.
name for the. Okay, if you guys want to really answer it, you
No,
can.
no,
No
no. That's
problem.
fine.
No.
So the first question is, what is another name for fragrance? Second question is, what is the process called when a fragrance change its scents over time? So I'll write it. I could actually show it in the screen too. What is the process called when a fragrance changes its scents over time? So this is the second questions. This is from actually Matthew. I represented Matthew. And from Arthur, what is the term used to describe the different layer of the scents in perfume? Both Matt and Arthur, I'm really, really glad and honored that you guys came.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
I hope you guys had a good time, and I
Thank you for
hope
having us.
Very much so.
yeah, I hope we will announce our next live within a month or so.
Hmm.
And I hope in during the next line people will feel more connected, more interacted, and I hope people will give good answers to these questions. I mean, whoever will get all these four correct answer, one lucky winner will get something, and that something will not be something trivial. That I can promise. Can be something amazing. So, any last words?
Yeah, well, I guess thanks for having us, firstly. Pleasure to be here. And thank you to everybody who is watching this. We're excited. I'm excited for the next edition of this. This was fun. It was a really good time.
Yeah, it was. Thank you so much. It was a great time. Thank you for setting it up and, the whole team for setting this all up. Thanks for
Yeah.
everyone who participated and joined in on the live, and can't wait to do more.
Yes, we're literally from the two poles, right? We
Yep.
have exactly 12 hours of time gap. So
Yep.
you
Yeah.
you you guys are there, and I'm from here.
Yeah.
So it is our
That's
love
okay.
for the perfume. It is our love and the dedication for the perfume actually which brought us here today. And I hope whoever actually was kind enough to watch our live enjoyed our conversation, and I hope during our next episodes and in my next live, I'll try to be more informative and more organized, because I never felt myself organized whenever I came to life. And I was in a little hurry too. I have to run for the like plane, run for my trip. So thank you once again. Thank you for
Thank you, guys.
joining.
Yeah. Thanks.
See you until next time.
Have a great night.
Thank you very much.
See you.